is the news on top of the hour.
Live from our studio in Georgetown.
Kaieteur Radio, 99.1 FM.
With the news at this time, my name is Joshua Van Sleckman. Good afternoon. Welcome to your Wednesday, October 12th main newscast. Let's get to the news in details. 33-year-old Ryan Wharton, a former research assistant with Kaieteur News and resident of Canary Street, Tuckville, has confessed to being the mastermind behind Monday's armed robbery that took place there. He even implicated one of the on-duty security guards, 35-year-old Joshua Jr., in the crime. Jr. was seen on camera being held at gunpoint and forced into one of the rooms of the Kaieteur News' office building on Saffron Street, Charlestown. But Wharton told investigators that it was all part of the plan. The former research assistant claimed that he and Jr. had planned the robbery with some other men on Sunday morning. Wharton provided an unlicensed gun to one of the accomplices, Ivor Benji, aka Wildlife, to carry out the stick-up and borrowed a car from his 23-year-old cousin Lemuel Grant. The mastermind even convinced his friend, a taxi driver, 36-year-old Harry Stonkster, to go with them on the robbery. Wildlife, Stonker, and Wharton drove to Kaieteur News just after midnight and carried out what they had planned within 5 minutes. Wharton placed the gun and ammunition removed from the safe along with the gun used in the robbery, firearm grips, and holster into a haversack and gave them to his friend Collis Haywood at Tocqueville. Investigators arrested all the suspects involved and recovered over $6 million, part of the stolen cash, the stolen pistol and ammunition, the broken safe, and the car used in the robbery. In other news, ExxonMobil is eagerly pursuing a $1.3 billion natural gas pipeline with the support from the People's Progressive Party civic government in the absence of any updated feasibility studies, even though the gas to energy project's total investment has jumped from $478 million to around $12 billion. A Guyanese engineer, Fitzroy Fletcher, with over 50 years of expertise, has so far challenged each aspect of the project, insisting that its viability is simply no longer relevant owing to the mammoth increase in cost. This project entails three major aspects, that is, the pipeline to transport the gas to Wales, the natural gas liquids facility that will treat and separate the gas, and the power plant to generate the electricity. So far, Guyanese have been told that the pipeline aspect, which is being pursued by ExxonMobil, will cost around $1.3 billion. Even this is expected to increase when ExxonMobil closes critical contracts for the same. In other news, according to opposition leader Aubrey Norton, in response to being asked to weigh in on the calls for renegotiation owing to the major developments in the Stabroek block, the 2016 PSA provides a mechanism to engage Exxon to make whatever changes are needed. When the deals with ExxonMobil was inked by the former coalition government, a mere 1 billion barrels of oil had been discovered in the Stabroek block, and whereas 6 years later, 10 billion more barrels have been found. Although Norton had previously made it clear that he supports the quote-unquote sanctity of contract principle during his weekly press conference on Tuesday, he said that the deal can be changed. And just before we head to a break, we tell you that since coming into being in December 2021, Guyana's local content legislation have been lauded for its potential to increase citizens' participation in the oil and gas sector. In fact, the law ring-fences 40 categories of work for which oil companies must use Guyanese services. While this in itself is commendable, it is possible that the law can be used as a vehicle for any equally noble task generating wealth in the disadvantaged communities. Making this argument is New York-based lawyer Dr. Vivian Williams. He posits that Guyana has a glorious opportunity to ensure companies have local content targets for employment and training in disadvantaged or vulnerable communities. We will return with more news after the break. Stay with us.
This is GHK Lal inviting you to join me weekdays from Monday to Friday on the National Outlook for commentary on a range of issues. Immediately after the 12 noon and 7 p.m. newscasts on Kaieteur Radio at 99.1 FM and 99.5 FM. Looking forward to you sharing in the conversation.
Welcome back. Thank you for joining us. We continue with the news. 3 months after 27-year-old Michael Thaddeus McLennan was exposed for pretending to be a doctor, the man on Tuesday made his first court appearance and was ordered to undergo a psychological evaluation. The defendant, who is a resident of Patterson, Turkine, Georgetown, appeared at the Diamond Golden Grove Magistrates Court before Principal Magistrate Judy Latchman. McLennan pleaded not guilty to the charge, which states that on June 3, 2022, at Peters Hall, East Bank, Demerara, while not being a medical practitioner, he identified himself to Bibi Hassan as a person qualified to practice medicine. The magistrate granted him bail in the sum of $80,000, and the matter was adjourned to October 28, 2022, for disclosure of the evaluation report. In other news, the East Bank Demerara corridor has come alive again after engineers delivered on their promise to get the Demerara Harbour Bridge operable again in 72 hours. It was opened on Monday evening to light vehicular traffic and on Tuesday, and according to the Ministry of Public Works, the bridge started accommodating 18-ton vehicles such as canter, trucks. However, these vehicles will only be allowed to cross on the special arrangement. According to the Minister of Public Works, Juan Edgel, the special arrangement is that the driver of the heavy-duty vehicle will have to adhere to a 32 km/h speed limit, and only one side of the traffic will be allowed to cross at a time. Mental health, neurological, and substance use disorders are a significant cause of disability globally. In the Americas, these conditions account for about 20% of the total disability burden. They are surpassed only by non-communicable chronic diseases such as cardiovascular diseases and diabetes, which amount for about 60% of the total disability burden in the Americas. Among the top 20 countries in the Americas are several Caribbean countries that experience the highest mental health burden. The rising prevalence of mental health conditions in the Caribbean region is a serious public health concern. In the Americas, 1 in 4 people experience mental health depression continues to be the leading mental health disorder. It is twice as frequent in women as in men. And following protests by teachers and parents over the deplorable state of the Santa Rosa Primary School in Region 1, its Regional Democratic Council is seeking a contractor to rehabilitate the building. During the reading of bids on Tuesday at the National Procurement and Tender Administration Board office, it was revealed that 3 contractors have applied to carry out the works. The companies vying to fix the school are as follows: the Aruka Investment, which entered a bid of $27.4 million, Breeze Enterprise with a bid of $26.4 million, and the Caribbean Construction Consultancy and International Suppliers Incorporated, which entered a bid of $31.4 million. This is your main newscast right here on Kaieteur Radio 99.1 and 99.5 FM. We now turn our attention to the page 7 of the Kaieteur News that is dedicated of being blunt. It says, Guyanese, be aware. It could be someone that is close and well known that betrays, sells out, and even endangers. Sometimes it's a family member, a friend, or a neighbor. And we at Kaieteur family just found out to our shock and amazement that it could be an ex-colleague working with a current colleague who plot and scheme about to rob and then cover up what happened. This shocking, sorry, and sickening development is still unfolding, so we can only share what we have at this time. But the appeal and warning to all is to be aware, be watchful, and be sensible. Stay safe and keep a clear head. And with that, we've come to the end of your main newscast right here on Kaieteur Radio 99.1 and 99.5 FM. For these stories and much more, pick up a copy of the Kaieteur News at the newsstand near you for just $100 Guyana or head across to our website at kaieteurnewsonline.com. I am Josh Van Sleckman on behalf of the news and technical team, wishing you a good remainder to your Wednesday afternoon.
Want value for your advertising dollar? Then place your ads on Kaieteur Radio's newscasts. Streamed live on 6 different mediums, reaching hundreds of thousands. Advertise today and watch your dollar grow. Call us on 225-8465